Hey, what's up everyone? It's Steph from Steph Lee Films. First of all, I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas! The end of 2020 is coming to an end. I would arguably say it is one of mankind's toughest years to date. And we have all seen too much this year that I don't even know where to start. But on the other hand, the way the world is communicating has evolved so much this year as well. And ever since I started this YouTube channel some 6 months ago when we started the circuit breaker here in Singapore, we have had a surge of nearly 10 times the demand for live stream events and jobs. I believe it is the same for you as well. So in today's video, I will round up all my experiences which I have learned from all the live stream jobs in 2020 and share them with you in this video, so that you are ready and prepared to fight for 2021. So without further ado, let's dive right in. In this video, I will run through my favorite and best setup after numerous attempts to find the perfect setup for my wedding and corporate jobs. As you know, there is no one perfect solution for all, but I hope that after watching the whole of this video, you will find something that I've said useful, something, at least one thing, and that helps you in your setup for the future events in 2021. That would really mean a lot to me. So without further ado, let's start with number 1, the source inputs 1 to 4. So as we all know, the ATEM Mini is a streaming device and a switcher. So for myself, I use Cam 1 mainly as the camera connected to source input 1. Okay, this camera 1, which is I usually call Cam 1, is usually right beside my streaming station. So if my streaming station is here, I'll set up a tripod and a camera 1 here, so that I can reach it out to adjust the zoom or to pan and tilt if needed. Do take note that source 1 can only be wired, meaning to say you cannot do a wireless connection for source 1 and Cam 1. Why is this so? Because on the ATEM Mini, the HDMI input 1 only accepts the YUV color space. So if you use an RGB source, meaning a wireless transmitter, or you put a monitor in between your camera and your ATEM Mini, it may cause this pinkish, greenish, purplish issue bending that some users face when trying to stream. So for source 2, I usually use my wireless setup. I've run through it a couple of times, so it's either my Narius Aries Pro or the Holyland Mars 300 to connect my second GH5 wirelessly to the ATEM Mini. This is to allow mobility of the second camera to go to wherever I need it during my event, be it for corporate or weddings where the second camera has to be mobile in order to capture some angles or some shots that you don't usually get from fixed cameras like my Cam 1 or the third cam, which I'm going to talk about later. So for source 3, I usually connect my third camera for a third view to a different view at the venue. So either I do this wirelessly or I usually connect it by a 15 to 20 meters optic fiber HDMI cable, which I usually run through the sides of the venue, and I will usually put a telephoto zoom lens on it to mainly focus on the stage or a close-up shot of the speaker at the podium or the rostrum. So a quick recap of my 3 camera sources. So Cam 1 is a short wired camera next to my streaming station. Cam 2 is a wireless camera that my assistant carries and moves around the venue for ad hoc moments. And Cam 3 is a stationary unmanned camera, which is some 15 to 20 meters away from me, connected via a long HDMI optic fiber cable. If I need something which is longer, I will connect it wirelessly to my second wireless setup. And this camera 3 is usually fixed up with a telephoto zoom lens, which has a close-up angle or close-up shot of the speaker or something that is happening on the stage. So now source 4, which is connected to my second laptop, which I have an 11-inch old MacBook Air that I use mainly to play slides, websites, videos, photos, or online games. Basically anything that can be played using a laptop. The reason why this is a second laptop is because my main laptop is already connected to the ATEM Mini to run and process the live stream using the ATEM Mini software control panel. So having this main laptop running too many programs may cause the machine to lag and slow down, and in the worst case scenario, what may happen is your computer may hang or reboot, and that will be the last thing you want to happen during a live stream. So if you have a second laptop at the side and if it reboots, at least your system or your live stream still continues to run by itself. So now I have a good personal tip for you. Try to purchase colored HDMI cables for your device to your ATEM connections, so you have a clear picture and instantly know which device is being connected to which port on your ATEM Mini. So in case you need to troubleshoot certain devices, for example, like suddenly the view on cam 3 shuts off, you know it's from source 3 because cam 3 and source 3 are connected by the same colored HDMI cable, for example, yellow. Alright, my personal tip number 2, which is my favorite cameras. I guess those of you who have been following my channel knows that I love my Panasonic GH5s very much. I use it almost exclusively for my filmmaking, my commercials, my wedding videos, and also my live streams. So why the GH5 among so many cameras out there in the market? Okay, number 1, it is small because of the micro four thirds system. So being small, it is easily carried around. I don't have to have a lot of weight when I carry all my cameras around, and it's easy to set up as well, and it's easy to pack in your bag as well. Which leads to number 2, it takes in micro four thirds lenses, which are also very small. But even though they are small, the body and the lens, they give you a very high quality video output. Reason number 3, it has a dual SD card slot, which means that if one SD card fails, you have another one to back up. And if one SD card is full, it continues writing to the second SD card. Reason number 4, it has a full HDMI port, which means that you can use normal HDMI cables to connect your GH5 to your ATEM Mini. Because for some cameras, if they use mini HDMI or micro HDMI, and then you will have to look for specific cables for this. Because most of the time you look for cables on Amazon or BH Photo, they come in standard HDMI to HDMI connections, which is the standard size. And this is usually tricky if your camera does not support the full size HDMI cable, but the GH5 does. The 5th reason is it has a clean HDMI output, which is very important because your settings on your camera that you see, for example, like battery life, ISO settings, aperture settings, is not being copied and displayed in your output. There are also many more other reasons which I will not go into details, but these are the 5 reasons why I love my GH5. Now, coming closely in second place is a camera that I would recommend, which is the Blackmagic design pocket cinema cameras. Why is this so? Because there's a benefit of having an ecosystem of using the same equipment from Blackmagic design, as you can control some functions on these cameras from the ATEM software control panel, as the ATEM Mini and both the BMP CCs are from Blackmagic design. The only reason why this did not take top spot camera in my personal opinion and experience is because of the infamously relatively poor battery life of the BMP CCs. Tip number 3 from my experience is the HDMI output. As we all know, and this is probably one of the top 3 issues that users have talked about in forums and one fixed in the next model of the ATEM Mini. The ability to have 2 HDMI outputs. One for the multi-view so that we can monitor the setup during our live stream, as well as a clean program view, so that either you can record this output or cast it to a projector. So for my setup, I have done a workaround which sort of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. I use the Blackmagic Design Video Assist as the monitor for my HDMI output. So what are these 2 birds that I kill with this setup? First, I'm able to record the event using the recording function of the Video Assist, using an SD card. Then I will edit it in post to crop out the program portion of the video to have a clean program output. Yes, the video is recorded in a multi-view mode, but because the quality of the video recorded is in H.264 and this is pretty high, even the cropped out portion of the program view is still in pretty good quality in my opinion. Again, this is currently the best workaround I have found so far in my experience compared to other options like using on-screen recorders like OBS in my opinion. So far that is reliable, consistent, and works for me most or all of the time. Now the second bird that I kill is monitoring output audio, which is one of the other top 3 issues to be fixed and hopefully fixed in future ATEM Mini models. How can they lack this aux out jack which enables you to monitor the audio, which is so important for your live stream? But luckily the workaround I have, which is using the video assist as the HDMI output monitor. So why is this so? The video assist has a 3.5mm aux jack which I can plug in my earphones to monitor the audio. Now again, I don't just say all the good things about the video assist. The only drawback I feel in this setup is the video assist is only available in 5 or 7 inches, which I feel is a little small for viewing the multi-view mode. So on some occasions which I do not have to do a recording of the event, I will use my 20-inch Dell monitor that also has a 3.5mm aux jack that I can monitor my sound. Number 4. The mic 1 and mic 2 ports. Now I know a lot of people don't actually use these 2 ports, but I use them almost all the time for my events. Mic 1 is connected to an audio MP3 player which plays all my background music. So I have this list of royalty and copyright free music which I have copied and downloaded into the player, and I can play them accordingly depending on the event I'm in. So right now in my MP3 player, I have a list that says weddings, company functions, pop songs, love songs, fast beats, Christmas songs, and children's songs, which I think it should cater to most events in general. So mic 2 is connected to the venue's mixer or audio system. So far, other than live streaming sports events which actually don't require someone to speak, the events that I am live streaming, mainly weddings and corporates, almost have speakers giving talks on stages, or they are holding mics and addressing the crowd. So I need to get a clean audio feed. So how do I do that? I connect my Rode Wireless Go transmitter device to the audio mixer and then the receiver part to mic 2 on the ATEM Mini. And then I monitor the volume and sound quality using the ATEM software control panel. So if the audio mixer is near my streaming station, I will use a wired cable to reduce any possible problems with wireless transmissions. Number 5. The USB-C port. As we all know by now, this famous single USB-C slot that created the number 1 question or problem or issues by all ATEM Mini users. How to use the ATEM Mini as a webcam and record using the SSD. Well, I have spoken about this in a few of my videos, and across YouTube you can find many workarounds that you can do to counter this issue. But until a new version of the ATEM Mini console that comes out that has 2 USB-C slots, then I think the problem will be solved once and for all. Until then, we can only use screen recorders such as OBS, and I talked about this in my video here, while the USB-C is connected to your laptop to be used as a webcam. For myself, I think I'm past that angst and despair, as I've mentioned earlier, that because nowadays I do my event recordings using the video assist. Number 6. Connecting the ATEM Mini console to your laptop. Okay, there are 2 ways to do it, as I've just mentioned. First is to use a USB cable to connect the ATEM Mini to your laptop, or you can use the Ethernet cable connection option. Simply plug an Ethernet cable to the Ethernet port of the ATEM Mini to your laptop or the computer's Ethernet port. If like me you are using a Mac and there's no Ethernet port, you can get an Ethernet to USB adapter to make this work. Of course, once you have connected both devices together, you can share your internet connection from your laptop to your ATEM Mini. Again, I've talked about this in a separate video here. Number 7, my streaming platform. Without a doubt, YouTube is my favorite platform. Why is this so? First, it's easy to use. Second, it has a high stream quality, and in one of my wedding live stream, I have even tested it on a 4G mobile connection, and there was very little and almost no lag, and quality was still pretty decent in my opinion, because I mean, after all, we are trying to connect to a 4G SIM card connection, right? On top of that, you can also schedule the event way in advance, as well as set the live stream to unlisted or private for increased privacy for your clients. So far for myself, I have also used other platforms such as Facebook, Twitch, Zoom, MS Teams, BlueJeans, Google Meet, and my verdict is still YouTube as my preferred streaming platform. So there you have it. I guess we are pretty much done with what has been my favorite and most reliable live stream setup for 2020, and something that I see is going to be similar for 2021, which is just 1 week away. So moving on to 2021, assuming Blackmagic Design does not release a new switch that is revolutionary, this will be my live stream setup for a long time, I presume. If assuming they fix the top 3 issues, which is the HDMI output, USB-C port, and the audio jack, I guess nothing much would change or deviate from the way I set up my streaming stations for most of my live stream jobs. Again, I would like to say that each live stream job is always different from one another, but practice makes perfect, and you can learn from one another on my channel. Just like in a football or basketball team, you keep practicing with the same players and same formation until everyone knows at the back of the head, even if they are blindfolded, what are their roles and how to function within the team. So with this as a reference and analogy to the ATEM Mini setup for live stream jobs, the moment you arrive at a venue, you already know automatically how to set up the station and where to place the cameras, cables, tripods, monitor, all the equipment. And I've always said in all my videos, prepare 200% so that you are always 100% ready for your jobs. I hope that this video has somewhat helped you in a way and prepare you for 2021. And of course, ultimately, get more jobs and make a name for yourself in this industry. Before I end this video, I'd like to say that it really means a lot to me if you found any of the information I shared today useful, and if you can give this video a like. So it encourages me to continue making such videos for you. If you have any comments or videos that you want me to work on, feel free to leave them below so I can work on future video content to bring you something that you like. And with reference to this particular video, you can also let me know what are your favorite moments or favorite parts of the ATEM Mini that you like in 2020, and you can share them with me so I can tell them to everyone what is the best setup for 2021. If you want to learn more about photography and videography on my channel, or learn simple tutorials where I teach you how to master the ATEM Mini like this particular episode, don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell. And of course, since you are here and the year is ending, do check out 2 of my other videos here. And as always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Merry Christmas and see you soon.